What has Riot done? Missiles, carpet bombs, and a drone that can run laps around maps. What was Riot thinking? Tejo has blown up professional Valorant, and I don't know how they can fix it. Teams from all across the globe are spamming this Colombian demolition expert as he slots in perfectly on every map. But which one's been hit hardest by this new initiator detonation? Split. In this classic North American slugfest, Sentinels and 100 Thieves went blow for blow, each showing off Riot's broken agent to the world, each round being more and more explosive than the last. But what exactly makes Tejo stronger than any other agent that Valorant has ever seen? Here, watch this. Hey guys, real quick before we start, one of my New Year's resolutions was to revive my Patreon, and I'm sorry for not keeping my promises. I just have had a lot on my plate. But we are back. That's right, the Big Brain Bunch is returning, and we're exploding out of the gate behind 3 brand new playbooks, a behind the scenes video, and 2 exclusive videos coming very soon that can only be found by joining my Patreon. In these playbooks, I have crafted custom plays that you can run with your duo. I tell you exactly what to do, you follow along, and boom! Free RR. It's kinda like I'm coaching you live during your games. Now, as I'm writing this video, I already have more playbooks in the works, plus a ton of other benefits, like bonus breakdowns. By supporting my Patreon, you allow me to fuel these big-ass videos without relying on outside sources of revenue. So, if you've ever wanted to be in a video, get more personal with me, or watch content that you can't find anywhere else, click my link down in the description. Both teams' game plans revolve around Tejo. If you take a second to scroll down each comp, you'll notice that it's full of stuns, damage amplifiers, and Yoru, who might be Tejo's best friend, but more on that later. Just know that throughout this game, you're going to see each agent synergize with Tejo in their own unique way. I mean, when you can point and click mini brim ults, you can combo well with a lot of agents. Now, Sentinel's pistol strat is to set up a fake by planning Yoru on ramp, then pressure mid with Tejo's stealth drone, but are eventually just going B. But 100 Thieves are set up with these 3 on A to fight and blow up any A main aggression, while their 2 anchors stall out on B. Meaning, the success of Sen's B hit comes down to how much noise Tejo and Yoru can make in their respective roles. The match opens up and why are we starting 5 seconds in? And with no HUD! I am already pissed that this agent is in the game. Please do not start with me now. Okay, so the match opens up with Zelsis raising his toxic screen, allowing Zekin to sprint across ramp and follow up off John QT's guided salvos that have pushed the defense back. But Asuna wastes no time in responding with his boombot. This little guy is the trigger to a ramp re-clear punish. But before the round started, Zekin released a cross-map gate crash to rejoin his team after he's applied pressure. So, is Zekin going to get out in time?
Quickly, you can see Sentinels using that Tejo guided salvo, the missile to insert.
He is out, and Zekin purposely stepped back before teleporting to trigger this spot. Now, while he's headed to B, EU's launched his missiles, and Xander's even placed a star to stun. But the offense are already moving on to step 2, pressure mid. Bang has smoke vents, and John QT has let his drone loose through mid, eventually blocked off by Cryo's wall. Until this thing is broken, all 100 Thieves have to worry about is whatever comes through this narrow choke. But wait, it gets worse. Back on A, Boostio is holding both of these lanes for his team, and Race has picked up vents. 100 Thieves realize that this was all just hootin' and hollering, and there's a 3-stack forming ready to greet the offense on B.
Say hello to my little friend!
Can feel something's in the water. Here they come. Bang, jumping through the smoke. Xander a little bit low, and Zelsa's going to clean him up round the corner. Flashpoint lights up, but Cryo's still healthy. Has the armor to work with. Swing there with the classic. It's back and forth stuff.
Trades have gone down, and the round is even. 2 versus 3. But Sentinels have no HP. They can't take the risk of planting in the open. So Yoru scoops up the spike and plants behind boxes, aware that someone could be walking out of heaven.
In just a moment, we'll have to wait for Sen to show themselves. It's a plant here for the attackers, and Zekin rips him.
Locked behind a poison orb, this 1 versus 3 should be impossible to clutch, as these 3 can just play time, and John QT can just use his magic missiles to stop the defuse.
Boostio at the moment, only the classic, still retaining his full HP when he started the round with Zekin solo on.
That's okay. There's still a big-ass orb and missiles online.
Boostio looks like he's forewent. Any armor. Just to help.
Wait, why did you use your missiles?
1 flash left. Time of the essence. That barrel's going to show itself, and there goes Zelsis. More to do. 1 more to get through for Boostio now. Gives it a tickle. John Cutie shows a little bit of leg and now tries to get away, but that's a shot to the rear end. He'd sooner forget. Pressure mounts. Boostio gets through him. But time not on his side. He'll have to walk away. Let this one go through. Sadly take the call.
Last round added a few gray hairs to my head. If you're playing Tejo, treat his guided salvos like Brim Molly that you don't need lineups for on any part of the map. Yeah, really fucking balanced, huh? But Sentinels didn't handle the anti-eco much better. It started okay with an easy stun missile B main default to feed Yoru an orb, then Sen went to A to grab the other. But 100 Thieves read this. All 5 players rotated, ready to trap this ult point. But that's one nice thing about Yoru. He's the only agent that can really counter these traps with his get out of jail free card.
Cryo just making his way through screens. Sen want to play this off over the wall with second taking point. Just has the ghost and has to teleport away.
Okay, that was the eject.
And to ensure 100 Thieves couldn't get a gun off of Zekin, he only had a ghost. Meaning that on anti-ecos, he's the offense's human decoy to snuff out stacks and traps. So the offense did great to figure out where the stack was, but then they burned a lot of time, weren't careful about their corners, and 100 Thieves did a ton of damage.
Seconds out in the open. No gate crash opportunity there. This is going to get a little bit hot and heavy for Boostio, and eventually he'll be brought down. Arsena doesn't see anything and actually backs up. The timing really isn't on his side there as Zelsis hunts him down with a bulldog.
They have to commit to this site though with the time getting low.
In they go. Pressure over towards screens here. Xander goes low and Cryo's going to hold the corner. Not bad, but not...
Now, this round is a must-win for 100 Thieves. It's their first full buy, and Sentinels have kinda bought into their bonus. Meaning, if 100 Thieves can convert, Sentinels will have to save. And to ensure a guaranteed round win, they're setting up one of the coolest V pushes I've ever seen.
On Sen, so they threw and then they signed him, and then they gave him a blank check.
Dangerous and right. He's in trouble. Arsena pushes ahead of that.
Breach just got pounded. A fault line the left, Sage slow close, missile so no one could peek market or hide behind boxes, and a grab well to keep you trapped inside the whole thing. 100 Thieves literally stun-locked narrate. Now without your Breach, what do? He was the second half to the Tejo Breach combo. Oh wait, Zelsis, why are you leaving A? You just gave up so much map control for nothing. You rotating through spawn isn't going to bring your Breach back. He's dead. Well, this disaster has dragged over Zelsis, who probably should have lurked up A instead with 4 defenders showing here, and Sentinels are back to square one. And for the next 20 seconds or so, the offense take the time to shoot down this Sage wall and re-clear B main, while the defense recognize that someone could have pushed up ramp. Tejo literally drones from spawn and clears all the way down ramp. Like, surely that gets nerfed, right? How is that fair? And the offense are looking for a kill somewhere.
On a tentative lead, it is really just him right now, so giving it a bit of space. This will draw Boostio back into...
They could have find the equalizer in B and are shut out by Boostio's aftershock. Then, honestly, not a whole lot happens for the rest of the round. The offense are shell-shocked from what they witnessed earlier and just wander around in mid and eventually split B. But at this point, that's not great. Astra's holding these 2 lanes, Zelsis didn't lurk, meaning Sentinels are running into 4 people with little time left.
100 Thieves have the read. They are stacked up. They should win this out.
Here we go. Flash comes in. Arsena still trying to play around the Nebula. It's going to be Zekin that shows himself from upper. Now drops off the rafters. Arsena's going to see them come around the corner, and he cuts them down. 3 for Arsena now, 2 to work with for Sentinels, but time is getting short. It's just Zelsis. And he's going to pick up the pieces.
Oh, there's just no way. Cryo just needs to run at him and end this round right now, and he does. 100 Thieves first on the board.
And that's a round that starts off that...
In last round save, we got to witness one of the strongest combos in the game. Yoru ult plus Breach stun plus Tejo's magic missiles equals a free kill.
Sentinel gathered up towards a second with a Bucky and the dimensional drift. Shades of old 10s Yoru could be coming out here.
Yep, and he might have a date with Crucio here. Keldon's in trouble. Oh, hit by the pool. Unreal.
Okay, well, that's just unlucky. But this combo has the potential to be a guaranteed kill. Like, what do? Sure, you might get lucky and stun kill Yoru, but you're just going to blow up seconds later. And your friends can't help. They're locked out behind their own missile. That hits like a truck. Regardless, Sen lost because this spider didn't clear a corner.
Setting up for the retake, 100 Thieves. Sen want to get some space.
And then EU's drone did a good job at clearing out Sen's Viper Pit. This thing is amazing. It lasts so long. Way longer than me. But with that round out of the way, this next one is big. Sentinels need a win or are forced to save again. So they're bringing out one of the most radical Vents defaults I've ever seen. But just because the Vents default is explosive, that doesn't mean it needs to be fast. The round starts pretty quiet from both teams, just an exchange of smokes on A. But Sentinels are waiting, patiently, for any sign of life in Vents. And 10 seconds in, they have it. 100 Thieves need info, so Arsena sends his boombot down mid. A fatal mistake.
Both Tejos just 1 orb away from Armageddon's Boostio close to that Rolling Thunder as well, so you have to keep your attention paid to that.
Wild to be in the mid with Gate Crash. Zekin wants a bit of this. Falls back, but John, what a catch. Arsena tried to back away.
How are you meant to survive this combo? A fault line, a blindside, double missiles, and you don't even know it's coming. Yoru just took his gate crash right before it went into vents while being protected by this mail smoke. Now, there is a couple ways to beat a good Tejo comp, but I'll explain those later in the video. Let's see if either team figures them out. But now again, what do you do if you're 100 Thieves? Mid just got blown to smithereens. Well, they're going to do what every smart investor should do. Gamble. Cryo has walled off Heaven like we saw in Pistol, and it's stopped John QT's drone, but allows Bang to eventually break a piece of the wall, dragging over EU and Boostio, leaving A empty for retake. Now Sentinels are just waiting back. They're expecting the defense to make an aggressive play to find the equalizer. But Sentinels are kind of burning a lot of time. They haven't done anything besides Zelsis, who's found a timing on A, but the spike is across the universe. They're taking so long that EU even broke the stack to redrone Heaven, like, where the hell's the offense? Now finally, with 30 seconds left, the offense go and spot Astra's toes.
Final line's going to catch Xander. This is going to be ugly. He's got no choice, and that's John with a second guided salvo killed this round. Then there's one where that came from. Here comes the Armageddon. 100 Thieves have to hop step away from this one. What is going on? Raid with the catch, the aftershock.
10 seconds left.
And it's up to Boostio. Guy is shell-shocked. What is going on?
And down he goes, and
What are you supposed to do? Astra was stun-locked and blown up. And the site players were literally forced to swing into the offense. And John stunned back site. Like, how did this agent get through blind testing? Now, how does one counter these aggressive Tejo plays? Well, on offense, you have a couple options. One of which is just playing farther back. Now, it is way easier said than done, but neither comp has that much information.
I'm gonna come.
Meaning that the defense has to do them immediately or guess and peek in order to know when their traps or reclears need to activate. Meaning they can be inaccurate. And on 100 Thieves Eco, Sen did just that. They started the first 40 seconds just sitting in spawn, letting the defense tucker themselves out. 100 Thieves wanted to fight the offense, so they got proactive and nuked mid 20 seconds in, then drowned down ramp, none of which really gave them any info because Sentinels were so far back in their own spawn. But playing so passively can be risky too. The Sentinels took so long and kept it so quiet that they almost didn't have time to plant, like we've seen before.
they can't go back to A. There's not enough time. Are we gonna get rolling thunder too?
Can they even plant
There's 14 seconds.
They've got to go
You
for
have
it.
the Armageddon ready.
You waiting on it. Doesn't make use of that Armageddon. Here comes the plant. There it is, Armageddon, but the spike goes down. That's crucial.
I think both. I think both. I'm gonna walk spawn. Okay.
Jordan's flanking. Yep.
Not
Give
peeking.
stun. Garrett is stunned for Jordan.
Yeah, wait. Stunning
Coming
back
out
spawn.
spawn.
They're stunned. They're stunned.
I'm just walking. I'm
I'm
walking.
stunned. I'm
They're
stunned. I
stunned.
can't play. Yep, just talk now, Marsh.
Both.
Spawn.
Pick together.
Nice!
Nice!
Let's go, man.
Let's go, Jordan.
Now, if you start taking too long to go, the defense might just save their utility, but that's when you, as the offense, start to rush and go really quick and overwhelm the Tejo. It's kind of like a game of cat and mouse. Now, after that round, 100 Thieves have taken a timeout and have talked about how Sen have been playing far back to dodge their pushes. But if the defense's comp is built right, they also have the option to go deeper and catch you in spawn.
Opposite extremities. It's Sentinels putting the emphasis on B as Zelsis retreating, feeling the pressure coming from under Thieves. Austin on the chase, but he just rounds that corner in time.
If this Grava was placed any deeper, Zelsis would have gotten fried. Fault line, nukes on both sides, a Nova Pulse, and a slow orb that I have no idea where it went. But what other agent in the game allows for these types of plays? Only Tejo. And now naturally, because the offense have lost A, Narrate starts to take B. Aftershock and Spammies for backside, and his team applies pressure mid with Event Smoke and Flash. But whoa, Nelly, hold your horses. Think for a minute. If Ray's made it this deep on A and hasn't seen anything, that means rotates are probably here, and Sen knows they're about to run into a 4-stack. And they'd be right. Kinda. Because Asuna flew so deep into main, Bang faked his from the shadows into screens, which has the defense checking every nook and cranny. But in case that wasn't enough, the offense are doubling back and want to re-clear the lost ground, which takes a lot of time. I mean, I guess Raze could be anywhere. It does take a while to re-clear spawn, doesn't it? Well, it's taken Sentinel so long again that the defense also have a sneaking suspicion that they've come back to A. So EU sends out a spider to clear these Viper smokes, and it suppresses 3. The offense calls an audible to split A from Heaven so the suppress can wear off, but with not a lot of time left, Sentinels have nowhere else to go. The stack is headed to A.
Although they look for that ramp control, Wyatt.
30 seconds left.
Trying to pivot just a bit. Boostio stunned up, but
You can
not
shrug
in
it
any
off.
real danger.
And there's the concuss grenade from Tejo being thrown out. Rolling Thunder now coming in from the attack side. This is where Sentinels want to start to close the grip around the neck of the Thieves. The Bustio drops down. He's been so hard to catch. He's able to find himself a 1-for-1. No plant quite yet. Bang! He knew something was coming there in that corner. And it's up to Zen to try and slow this up further. Sentinels here with seconds to go. Cryo's able to find Zell's. Oh, the spike! The car planted, and Cryo laughing his way to the bank.
And this is the danger of the clock being run so low in these rounds.
I know I said you kind of have to play slower against the Tejo, but Sentinels aren't giving themselves enough time. Like on round 8, a straight up B hit would work. They took down the Astra, who wanted to play in front of the Tejo default, which is another way to counter him, play past his utility and disrupt Tejo. But after she died, why not just go B? Earlier I mentioned how Tejo and Yoru are best buds, right? Well, that's because this new initiator clears out brand new teleport spots for Yoru. Want to go backside and technically split B? What about going to male? Vents? Why not? This even makes for great fakes. Sentinel's comp, even though they don't have a traditional duelist, can go fast. But instead of doing any of that cool stuff, Sentinels kind of just wandered around the map for the next 5 years. Zelsis somehow finds the timing in heaven, as the defense were convinced it was A after Yoru grabbed this orb, and they hit B with 20 seconds left.
To rope, Celsius is not going to get any of that action. Arsenal will be close enough to reinforce from heaven.
The clock is so low. EU has his utility.
They're
This
on
is
B.
dangerous for the B players, man.
Cryo's ready for it. What a snap. Second's going to be brought down. Where's the plant going to happen? Not at all. Paint shells stop the rate in his tracks, and once more Sen do not have the time to plant.
When you have an agent who can stall plants by just clicking on his iPad, you cannot execute with this little time left. Then on round 9, Sentinels went A fast with their Yoru ult, but Hunter Thieves did a great job at showing this triple death combo respect and played all the way back in spawn before flooding in to retake. If you're caught in Tejo's blast radius, this comp cooks you. And now don't get me wrong, a Hunter Thieves flood was nice, but I feel like Sentinels got bullshitted.
A dream in his heart. Concuss grenade there, thrown over towards the direction that breach, but Bang's going to be there. Cryo, they're able to double down from upper. It's the rate getting there. But Second has to find a way to fight out of elbow with the bucky. It's awkward, but he catches Bustio. All right, they're one apiece. For now, out in the open is Zekin with no spike. Really no chance of salvaging this. Bam! That's 4 for Cryo.
Now, how were 100 Thieves able to rotate and flood into A so fast? One answer. This big-ass green wall. This big-ass green wall. This big-ass green wall. In previous rounds, 100 Thieves have used this thing to safely rotate back and forth throughout the map, which is why some of Sentinel's fast hits haven't been working. And I cannot tell you how many times in ranked I've had teammates who just want to run it down against a Sage and are surprised when you run into an army. When playing a Sage, break her wall, or at least make sure she hasn't used it yet before executing. But now, Sentinels are taking a timeout before this game slips away.
Coach, we can't hear you. What are you saying?
Pick up the pace, damn it! So what did 100 Thieves talk about in their timeout? Well, they talked about their Sage wall. If you pay close attention to when Sage is laying out her barrier orb, it's been reactive. Are the offense pushing mid? Then wall heaven. Are they rushing? Wall mid for a quick rotate. But here, 100 Thieves are expecting Sentinels to talk about said wall and just run it down harder instead of wasting time trying to force it out of Sage. So to counter Sen's counter, they're going to wall instantly like you see in your rank games to quickly counter these theoretical rushes. And speaking of Sage, her kit pairs really nice with Tejo. Tell me, how would you escape this? Alright, enough daydreaming. The round opens up with Cryo immediately walling mid, Asuna taking duels above, but no one's there. On A, the offense have raised their Viper smokes, shielding them from the defense's vision. Zekin sends his gate crash up ramp, fakes it alongside a fault line to emulate the same default they've shown the defense before. But it's not a default. The attackers turn towards site and send out another gate crash, missiles, smokes, a decoy, but all of that immediately gets cancelled out by 100 Thieves' own salvo fault line combo. The offense have been stuffed, and with this early wall, 100 Thieves already have 3 here. Tejo started investigating the noise created by this fake default and discovers 3 attackers. And now Sen are camera shy and are embarrassed that they've just been spotted in 4K, and all 5 retreat back through sewer. With rotates being there so quick, Sage must have thrown up her wall somewhere. So what's their plan? Well, since they've been on a 3-round loss streak and can afford a mixed weaker buy, Sen want to stay grouped and gang up on a lone rifle to find an upgrade. Their destination? Mid. There, Sage's wall has just expired and B might be weak since since Viper's been concealing whether or not they've left A. But before the wall broke, Asuna ripped his Roomba down ramp, convincing Tejo to go join Sage in contesting mid. Sentinels need to be careful. One wrong step and they're toast.
On this timing, Sentinels don't have to deal with it at all. Here's a slow orb. They might try and push this one. And yep, here comes Zelsis, and he gets it just desserts. Cryo going to take another 2k here. And there's a bit of assistance, of course, from that Tejo util. Asuna very quickly gets onto the scene, and EU's going to be there to take the place of his predecessor. It's beautiful. Heads are rolling, and 100 Thieves are lengthening there.
These two stalled in mid just long enough for Raze to come through and sandwich the attackers. Sage's slow combined with Tejo's rockets forced the offense to split apart or otherwise get blown to smithereens. Sticking to their adjustments, Sen are picking up the pace in a B split in their 1-3 lurk, while the 100 Thieves are walling mid immediately in case of a rush, and are allowing Tejo and his drone to solo A, since this spider can run laps around and easily re-clear main over and over. The round starts, the barrier rises, Sentinels hear this, but are still taking their time. Mid and B have been quiet, but A hasn't, with Zelsis raising his smokes. So Tejo releases a spider to investigate, and again, hasn't seen anyone. Weird. Now Sentinels are going for the sickest Tejo drone in the Milky Way. John QT turns, places a spider on top of cardboard, and it does a sick, nasty jump over the top of Sage's wall. Okay, now that's a badass spider. But like, why not break the wall first so Asuna couldn't just stand here and shoot it down? Only after it dies does the offense break a piece, and Asuna forms into a crossfire with Boostio. Off his duelist contact, breaches fault lining, and raises farming. But Bang sends out a dark cover to isolate Asuna, so Boostio rips his stun early, and Raze is out. And Zelsis took an aim duel with EU after playing mind games with his smokes, but we won't know without a replay system. And now, despite this smoke, the offense aren't headed into vents. They all group into this dark cover and contact their way through heaven. Off their contact, Narrate has his fault line primed and ready to stun whoever they see. But Sage spots all three. She gets stunned, but responds with the slow. Both teams are about to press their big shiny button.
That exchange, but so far Sentinels are being contained. Here come the salvos. This is going to force some fancy footwork from 100 Thieves on this site, but still Sen have not committed. Still they wait. 40 seconds and counting. Armageddon from the attackers will mostly go unnoticed by Sen. John gonna catch Xander out. That is beautiful. Finally, they explode there out from Heaven's side. He's got a heck of a lot of work to do and can't really afford to wait for Asuna to get there. It'll have to be one. Asuna gets in and has to take the 1v2. Paint shells clear a little bit of space, but John and Zek are gonna swing together. Asuna, what are you doing? How does he find that?
Only Asuna is going to hit the mid-air drop.
The fuck was that? Both teams initially traded heavy artillery. Sentinels nuked Pillar, blinded Rafter, blindsided out of Heaven, but they were stalled by another slow orb and missiles combo from the defense. Then both squads whipped out their Armageddon, forcing Astra to die on Pillar and sent a drop out of Heaven and flush out of Hell. But holding this angle as the defense is pretty awkward. And because this entire part of the site was getting nuked, the offense didn't have to aim at anything but towards Rafter. So the offense won their gun duels fair and square. The Sentinels got bullshitted again. Like, God, we cannot show Counter-Strike fans that round. Oh well. Besides, the following round was a mess too. 100 Thieves got aggressive again behind a showstopper, set up by two salvos, a slow orb that landed on the roof again, and probably some Astra stuff. I don't know. We spent 5 seconds staring at Asuna beat his chest like...
Me blowing up, now they say they want song. I got 2 twin blocks, turn you to a dancer.
But in response to this aggression, Bang flipped the map by ulting and spawn, but sticking it this time. And just look at the map. Everyone was all over the place. With that out of the way, it's now the second half, and Sentinels need this one if they want a decent chance at coming back. Their plan? It's a trap! On B, Omen is spotting main, and off his contact, Breach is ripping his fault line from Heaven, Tejo's nuking the area, and they're farming, while Viper holds mid, and Yoru spots for info in A main, and plays retake with his gate crash. Which, by the way, is a big weakness in 100 Thieves comp. Without a Viper to constantly apply pressure throughout the round on A, the defense can comfortably hold both lanes, unless the offense decide to burn one of their precious stars. Drapes. And with Yoru, he can play past any smokes pretty safe and get out whenever he needs. But on Pistol, 100 Thieves are telling Sentinels that they have to be worried about A, as they're slamming it in their Lurk 4. The round opens up quick with Raze and Sage swinging. They spot Yoru, Breach stuns off their vision, but Zekin is out. The offense continued to advance up ramp, Spiderbot leading the charge. It clears out all of Heaven, but are 100 Thieves not going sight?
Had the run of this place. They've gotten themselves into Heaven and got that wall up, so it gives them a position to rotate out from. Get that mid control now, and Xander, unfortunately, not able to clean Zelsis up.
Viper barely made it out with her ass. Xander was not a lurk. He was simply waiting for the rest of his team to flush Viper out of vents. Cryo isolated the space with his wall, Nade to get close and clear the ropes, nukes to flush out vents, and a grav well that Zelsis somehow managed to escape. Now, had Yoru not been here to burn the breach stun, Zelsis probably would have been caught by that too. But now, the round is kinda awkward. What? Cryo's wall is being used against them, as Yoru only needs to hold one lane now, allowing a 3-stack to form in Heaven, as Bang took this space through B main. Sentinels rocked Asuna with a secondary stun trap. B main was quiet, so they prepped a stun and missiles for Mail instead.
How fast can they be ahead of this fault line? And they come flash. Okay, 100 Thieves calling a cancel. Asuna, though, can't quite get out. Looks like...
And now with the player advantage, the defense shift back towards A, thinking that's where the offense are headed after so much fighting. But that's what the attackers want the defenders to think. This bombardment has not scared them away from B, but instead, Breach and Astra have detoured through main to make a split easier.
Bang v Xander, the old versus the new, as far as 100 Thieves are concerned. Xander gets the tickle, but he's cool, calm, collected, still wants that fight. Bang able just to get away from the fault line, but he knows the second wave.
Bang barely makes it out, but 100 Thieves are hitting.
Salvo's in. Zelsis down to 59 here. Speculating, spraying through the smoke. Gets one dropped on top of him and now down to 33. Needs to avoid this, but Xander is all over him like moss on a rock. And Sentinels have to work now from Heaven. Cryo does get fault line, but they drop down past him. It's going to give him an opportunity to intervene. Zekin low takes Cryo down, but Boostio will be there with a 2-piece to finish.
There's a few things I want to say about this execute. One, why did Zelsis spam this smoke with his classic? Just hold it and stay behind pillar so you can fight with your Omen. And two, the main reason why 100 Thieves won these fights was because Teo's missiles cleared rafters, so these two only had to worry about what was below them. I told you, Teo really is the king of split. On the anti-eco, Cryo farmed so many freebies that he's 1 point off his res, and the easier orb to grab for the offense is in B main. Finally, we get to see that trap that 100 Thieves have been trying these past couple Wait, why aren't we doing it? When Cryo's one off one of the best ults in the game? Maybe it's too obvious? It doesn't matter, because remember how Sentinels were taking their sweet-ass time on attack? Well, 100 Thieves aren't sissies. They're splitting B quick and in style.
Into Shanghai.
Oh, this is so bad from Asuna. Off the stun, gets the first, but can't connect on an air.
Oh, it's going to be there. They're coming like waves. Narrate picked off here. And Bang is nowhere to go. We can't push out into big garage because that's been aftershocks.
If you're playing on this 1/4 of the map, you were going to die. Sage started this flyby with a slow orb and vents to prevent someone coming to help Mail, then Astra, Breach, and Teo stunned Mail, Heaven, and then nuked behind them so these two had nowhere to go. Then as Heaven was being secured, Teo droned through B main, allowing him and Breach to pinch Bang. 100 Thieves were able to take B and start planting 20 seconds in, and Sentinels were forced to save, putting them down 11-4. Guys, if you don't think Teo is the future of this game, then you're wrong. He's almost as strong as ISO was before his nerf. Remember that disaster? Watch this video if you'd like to live that hell again.